Hello everybody, Cedric and CJ here, CRWC commentary, and we will be reviewing Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor. And yes, we will be late to our own funeral, but you know what else that means? We won't die because we wouldn't be there. See how that worked? So, look, keeping it real with y'all, all right? I'm cool, I'm good. Cedra, she's got like a headache, she's feeling wonky. Got done playing with our kid, running around and having all levels of fun. And she's feeling wonky, so her spirit is going to be low, as she's going to be like, oh, because she's going to read stuff ahead of time because she can't help it.
Oh, we already read it.
No, I'm talking about my notes up here.
I'm not reading it. Go ahead.
Okay. Too bright for you?
Yeah, it's cool.
I tried working with it. I can't figure
surprised.
out this background. I changed the background, but not the background to the background of the. This is terrible. So look, we're gonna read first. We got something from Zemo.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go over that first, and then we're gonna get into the review and whatnot. I want to let y'all know that I'm very thankful for. I know it's to look, for me it's a lot, but 39 plus views on our conversation about CM Punk and whatnot. People probably got the average of getting in about 30 to 45 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds and just clicking off, but still they at least got past 10 seconds. So I'm cool. So go ahead and we'll get through Zemo. Because I know he's always got something awesome to say. We read it, but I don't forgot what he said.
Okay. So, comment begins. Honestly, Tony Khan effed himself and AEW. The company does not need any more bad press, but Tony is too obsessed with winning this non-existent dick measuring contest with WWE. It's a bunch of symbols in there. I'm not going to try.
Yeah.
If he was professional, he would be more strict and not allow his elite friends to influence his decisions. He's just a kid who has no idea what the fuck he's doing, but pretends he knows exactly what he is doing. At this point, any wrestler who signs with AEW is a bloody fool. Jack Perry was an idiot and Punk is Punk. Fans will always flock to the popular guys, even when they do not deserve it, like Mox winning the IWGP title from Naito last Friday. Only reason he won it was because he is popular and not because he needed the title. Naito busts his butt to win that title and have one last reign before he retires. And what does New Japan Pro Wrestling do? They cut it short and put the title on Mox. Fuck New Japan Pro Wrestling. I am bloody done with them. In my opinion, getting released by WWE is a blessing. So many wrestlers were unhappy working for WWE, but now they have the chance to work for companies that won't treat them like afterthoughts. Nick Nemeth was booked like a job guy in WWE for the last decade, but now he is in TNA and getting the booking that makes him look strong. In WWE, your work outside the company does not matter. All that matters is that you will soon be jobbing out and losing to more popular stars. Tama Tonga recently appeared in WWE. I understand why he left New Japan Pro Wrestling and signed with WWE. I can't help but wonder how long it will be before he turns into a jobber just like Nakamura. But hey, he gets paid because wrestlers today only bloody care about money and do not give a crap about pride or human divinity. I think maybe that's supposed to be dignity, but I don't know.
Tama Tonga going in reverse order. They've been trying to get into WWE for a bit, but I hope he's got good negotiating skills, because you're gonna sign with WWE and you're gonna be who you are. Now, granted, I can understand Tonga Loa not being taken in, because Tonga Loa was very, very indie. He was very indie in New Japan, just doing the whole, no sell and hype up and then wrestling like nothing happened to him. I was enjoying him. I enjoy a lot. It's just certain things I was like, not the best to do,
But see, the funny thing is, before. They took Tonga Loa, didn't take Tama.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. Tama Tonga can talk. Tama Tonga knows how to sell throughout the match, but he also, and we saw him after that G1 where he called everything out, and then he got punished severely for a year. But we also saw, he gonna work. He gonna do what he's supposed to do, but then he just started sandbagging the matches. I could see it. Doing the no sell, not selling the match, just going the absolute opposite of the things that drew me to him. And then they finally had him go up and he beat Okada, and Okada was the measuring stick, so you beat Okada, you're good for something, but New Japan proved to be nothing. And that's when New Japan started losing me, because I noticed that Evil, he worked, and once he beat Okada, you heard it. The fans needed that. They wanted that. And Okada was a babyface, but the fans were sick of him. Tama Tonga beat him, and the fans erupted. Then the fans started listening. The fans was hanging on to what he said. Other English speakers don't get that level. Kenny Omega didn't even get that kind of praise from the fans. So, he's fluent in Japanese. They hung on to Tama Tonga's English match end commentary way more than Kenny Omega's Japanese end match commentary. That tells you something.
It's probably as bad as his English end match commentary.
I'm sure it is. WWE is known for what they're known for. And people like Zemo has an open mind to these things. So if Zemo and people like him are analytical and seeing, wait a minute, it's not just starstruck, it's what are they doing and why are they doing it? I don't like how this is happening. So he's got a level head on a lot of things. That's why we read his comments a lot, because he can be, there are times that he can be overly passionate, and I get it, but he's also critical of his own thoughts. And that's and I appreciate that. So Tama Tonga being in WWE, while normally that spells doom, I wonder if Triple H is going to use it, if Paul Levesque is going to use him properly, because Tama Tonga is a main event level person.
Definitely.
I mean, if he, I could see him joining the Bloodline, forming a tag team, bringing in Tonga Loa, maybe Hikuleo, maybe, and seeing how that all work out. I'm not sure how they're going to want to do it. But at the end of the day, truth be told, they're trying to support their family and get paid before they, expire out of age or some accident or something. Or get a lot of money before they get buried or something. So, like Zemo, despite me saying that, I'm in that camp with you of, what about your wrestling style, your wrestling career, your wrestling legacy? It's not about just putting on a great match. I mean, honestly, almost anyone who is well trained can put on a great match. But being memorable, having the words, having the voice, having your own cadence, being in heated rivalries, that's the stuff that makes people like me, Cedra, Zimbo, and others like that turn off to WWE. Because even though Tama Tonga got these gifts, they just might say, we don't want you to try to get up there with everybody else, because we don't see you like that, even though they are like that, and try to hold them down.
A wrestler's legacy is only as good as the company that is going to display him.
Yep.
I'm sure there are lots of talented wrestlers who can talk, who are safe in the indies, that will never get on at AEW or New Japan or WWE, and they'll be gone to obscurity. So Zimmo talks about, them caring about their legacy and human dignity. That stuff is important. But here's the thing. There's no pension in wrestling.
Nope.
There is no retirement plan. There is no health care once you turn 65 for wrestling. There are so many wrestlers out there that have a fantastic legacy, and when they wheel them out before a small crowd in an armory, in their beard and their walker, and they get all kinds of cheers, and they can barely respond because they devoted their lives to wrestling. You have to put things in proper perspective. People think more about that now. I'm going to quote a line from Cat on the Hot Tin Roof. You can be young without money, but you can't be old without it. You cannot devote your life to wrestling and come out the other side poor, because you're going to die broke and you're going to die sick, and probably early. So if Tama Tonga or anybody else goes to WWE and gets a big contract and makes a whole lot of money over 2 years and then gets released, as long as you are smart with your money, it'll be worth it. If these wrestlers go to AEW, go to this craptacular company, and don't become the superstar they wanted to become, or get used all the time, it really doesn't matter, because they got a fool head in the company that's going to pay him. Take his money.
Take his money, invest it in you,
invest
your
in
family,
your future and your family. Take his money.
Because that's the point. It's a capitalist society, right?
It is.
They should be negotiating for a lot. And they see you, because they're the capitalists, they're the ones in charge. They see you for what they think you are worth and will pay you for what they think you are worth, despite if you are actually worth more. That's what it is. So no matter how good or great Tama Tonga is, even if you could talk circles around The Rock, Cody, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, if he could talk circles around Paul Heyman, it won't even matter. It won't, because they don't want to view him as that. So they'll pay him like they would, I don't know, any Baba Ganoush. Pay him just enough to function in life. Because Triple H said he want people on that grind. Not, and it was a shot at AEW, but it's also telling everybody, I don't want to give you much, but I want you to want wrestling so much you're willing to sacrifice everything and be broke.
Now I'm going to work the hell out of you for pennies.
Yep. You want it so bad, you will work for damn near free just for the exposure. That's what he's saying. And that's what people need to hear. So, I think we should, that should do it for that, Because my Goon winning the belt from Naito.
Oh, that's so disappointing. I'm so disappointed in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, we don't watch New Japan because of stuff like that.
And we already know how, I doubt Naito's work ethic has changed. So we already know how hard he worked to get it. And then to be the one on top after Golden Boy leaves the company. And then they bring in Goon, and
then just give
it to him. All I can say is I hope Naito got paid. That's all I can say.
Yep. Because right then, and you know what's messed up? New Japan's thinking this. Where you gonna go? That is the issue with people in power. They be like, "Well, what you gonna do? Nothing." So we got you. You can't do nothing because you ain't gonna go nowhere. You ain't gonna do nothing. What? This is your life, and that's it. Hey, listen, before we get into this review, if you are an inspiring pro wrestler, if you're a current pro wrestler, okay, do what you can to save your money and invest what you can into something notable, like some kind of stock or something out there that's going to accrue money, even if, put down, like a bond or something that's going to gain in the bank. And over these years, once it's done, you can collect on that. You know, look into that stuff.
Do financial planning, not financial planning as in I bought a car.
Yeah.
Bought a house. No, you got to go a little deeper than that.
Be like, man, I just got this $50,000 or this $50 million home. And it's like, no, get yourself that $200,000 home. Live literally below your means so your means can later mean something. You know, that's what you want to do so you can invest. I go online. I'm not doing good in stocks because I can't put much in there. $10, $1, you know, and the stocks go up, they go down. And the idea is when they go up and right before you see them go down or they begin to trend down, sell, hold it, reinvest, yada, yada. And that's what you do. But I do that little day trading stuff, you know. So find something you can invest in, some place you can invest in. Get another hobby, a side hustle. But you are investing in your future for 20 and 30 and 40 years down the line. Because the wrestling business will get you, use you, hype you, throw you out, and not even think of you. You are nothing from beginning to end. Don't let them butter you up and then burn you like toast. No, you are your most important investment. And WWE ain't the damn holy grail. They're just a wrestling company that's noticed. That's it. You know, Tony Khan could have outdone him, but he's too stupid. And that's about it, you know. So here we go. We're going to get into this right here. Supercard of Honor. We're going to start with 0 Hour. So we've got 6-man tag team. We got the premier athletes making their return, going against Tony Deppen, Rhett Titus, and Adam Priest. And I won't go watch this because it was obvious. But yeah, the premier athletes won with the power bomb by Woods, followed by a diving double fist drop by Daivari and Nice. So basically, it was like shades of the Rockers and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. And then we get this dude for the next match. The Beast Mortis versus Mortos. Yeah, my bad. The Beast Mortos versus Blake Christian. And I'm just sitting here like, you ain't gonna bring this new dude in and have him lose. You know, and I like some Blake Christian. But it was a damn good match.
It was.
Amazingly competitive. The match ends with a tilt-the-world Gonzo driver and pinned by the Beast Mortos. Blake Christian will never get his due. He and the Beast Mortos worked well and did more than just hit spots. They really did. They registered the damage and slowed down accordingly. But after the match, at the end, Alex Abrahantes and Commander come out clapping in favor of the Beast Mortos' win. So that's what happened with that. And we get a tag team. We get Maria's Baby's Boys, although it says Mariah. But Maria's Baby's Boys versus Spanish Announced Project. Really good match. My main gripe is they spent too much time outside the ring. Still, they fought well and put on a good display of skill. Maria interfered and was ejected from the match. Last-ditch effort showed Maria taunting Angelico with the mask. So Angelico was tripped up on the ramp where he smacked the back of his head, but in the ring, Serpentico was double-teamed until his mask was ripped off and Cole Carter rolled him up with a hook of the tights for the pin. So he didn't need to hook the tights because he already had the mask off, but it's to show him the extra fuck finish. So it shows that this isn't over. It doesn't have to be over. And it's not so much a bad rivalry, so we'll just have to see how this goes. Then we got Mariah May versus Momo Kogo. And Momo Kogo's from Stardom. It was a decent match, but Momo got skull drugged through the match that ends with a power drive knee bomb and pin. So thanks for coming, Momo. Mm-hmm. And that ended that. Then we get into Supercard of Honor. And I don't know if you can tell, but we burning through these though. So Supercard of Honor, we got Ring of Honor television title match. Big Shotty, Lee Johnson versus Kyle Fletcher. Oh. Fletcher comes to the ring wearing Kishin Liger's gimmick. Will Ospreay type match, everything done and more. That's basically what it was. Mm-hmm. It was a Will Ospreay match. I mean, literally, it's like
you could have pulled out Kyle Fletcher and put in Will Ospreay with his moves, and it would have been the same kind of match. You do everything and you kick out of everything.
Now, it's a title match. Kicking out of everything is all right to an extent. It's a title match. Supposed to put in that extra. You know, that extra heart, that extra tenacity, that fortitude. You know, it's just that I think they overdid it. But they kicked out of everything, and mainly they should. But the match ends with a super, that means off the middle rope, 180-degree vertical drop brainbuster on the top buckle, which is Brainbuster El Generico. And that was by Fletcher, who scores the pinfall on Lee Johnson. And Big Shotty, the people wanted him to win.
They did. They were rooting for him.
And he looked good, but he just got his ass whooped most of the match. But Lee Johnson, we might have to start talking about things that we see because I'm kind of liking him. There's some like 2 or 3 massive flaws by him, but outside of that, I kind of like him. Next, if I can do this right, we got a Stardom Trios match. So we got Queen's Quest, which is Saya Kamitani, Tom Nakano, and Azuma, or AZM, Azmi, I mean, versus Empress Nexus Venus, which is Mei Seda, Maika, and Mina Shirakawa. Honestly, this was a standard main event level Stardom match with tons of heavy, and I mean heavy strikes and slams. These women whooped each other's ass.
They did.
They beat each other's ass. Don't get it twisted. All right, we're bright, we're frilly, we look dainty, but we ain't.
They were messing each other up.
Yes. The match ends with a cross-leg Michinoku Driver 2 and hold by their leader, Mina Shirakawa. Okay. After the match, Mariah May comes to the ring, joins with Shirakawa, and they celebrate with champagne. And okay, that's nice.
Shirakawa was her former tag team partner when she was in Stardom.
Yeah.
So it was a reunion of
But
sorts.
she came out looking like we got beef. And I was just like,
I don't know what the point of that was.
yeah, I was like, y'all just killed the reunion. You should have came out, hey, girl. That would have been better. But you come out, I'm going to kill you. I don't like you.
I mean,
but I'm faking the fans out.
That's standard. Whenever somebody comes out, it's always nose to nose, what, and then, yay.
It's boring. It's boring. So then we get the Ring of Honor Tag Team title match. The Infantry, which is Carly Bravo and Captain Sean Dean versus the Undisputed Kingdom, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. This was a perfect match. Not a 5-star match, but a perfect match. Both teams displayed the original Ring of Honor style of tag team wrestling. They did everything to each other and sold properly throughout the match. The notable spots were a chop exchange in the corner and spike power drive on the outside ramp where Taven jawjacked Dean while Bennett with the feigned sleep on his chest.
Yeah.
There was a table placed but used much later against Taven as Bravo splashed him through it. I thought Bravo was going to do something like a 450 or a Scorpio splash or something like that. But no, when the match ended, the ref was distracted on the outside for a while Bennett was pinned in the ring. Warlock comes out, gives a good clothesline, not a great one, but a good clothesline to Carly Bravo, who was then pinned by Bennett after that. And I was like, he should kick out. But Warlock clotheslined him, and they kind of looked back kind of like, man, it's a shame what just happened to you. Mm-hmm. And kept on going like he did nothing. The fans were angry, and justly so, because this is how to do wrestling. After the match, Taven was pulled out of the table and said, I never should have used that.
And he kicked it till it fell over.
Yep. Next, we got the Ring of Honor Women's Television Title Tournament Finals, pitting Billie Starkz against Queen Aminata. And the fans are not happy. I'll get to that. After months of an 8-woman tournament, 8 women matches, tournament matches, tag matches, and final event contract signing, these 2 women face off to become one of them to become the inaugural Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion. The match was heavy on strikes, give it that, with Aminata controlling much of the match with power moves that captured the fans' attention and never released them. Billie Starkz was a very good babyface, as she did sell some of the most devastating bomayes I've ever seen in my life. She kicked her head, should have been off her body.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
It was nasty, man.
The crowd, they won't like, oh, the standard, oh, the indie crowd. Oh, no, it was, oh, are you all right?
Mm-hmm.
You could hear it. They were concerned. They fought in and out of the ring, but never undermined the referee's count or authority, so they did great. Aminata took more of a heel stance as she mushed Starkz on the match with her foot until Billie fired up. That's the thing that people do to Billie now. Both women, they wowed the crowd, gaining dual chance to express their approval. Aminata hit one of the most wicked corkscrew leg hook net breakers I've ever seen. She snapped Billie right over, and they hit that mat. It was loud. It was loud, and the fans were stunned. I thought Billie should have been pinned, but Aminata was in control, even hitting the diving senton atomica, which is Billie's move, for a 1 count. When Billie went for the move, Aminata got her knees up. From the counter, Billie quickly called for the ref, complaining about her neck. She sounded like she was in pain. There was an immediate hush. Everyone was concerned. Aminata was concerned. The match halted, and I said, you can only do this once. I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I was like, Cedric knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can only do this once. While the moment was perfect, the aid was not, as they applied loosely a squishy neck brace. Billie used Aminata's sympathy to suplex her out of the ring ropes and apply a sleeper. Aminata goes to sleep. Billie is the first Ring of Honor Women's Television Champion. Aminata slowly recovers to see Billie in pain, carrying off the belt. You can only do that once, and that's your once. Okay? We're gonna have to stop for a second. Be right back. Okay, back. Yeah, Cedra wanted me to pause OBS Studio. You can't pause OBS Studio, but she's not well. She's going to go to sleep right now. She has to lay down because she was not looking well. So that's what happened with her, and she's going to make a good recovery because all she needs is some sleep, get some brain rest, get some body rest. She'll be up and ready to go, and everybody should do that. Everybody should do that. You get tired, you get sleepy, don't mess around with it. Just go on and lay down. You know, get yourself an hour and a half or something like that in, and just see how you do when you get up. But that match was over. The fans weren't happy that Billie Starkz won. They weren't happy with how she won, and I wasn't happy with the fake-looking medical staff. I just thought the whole neck brace was sloppy. It was terrible. It was. They should have got a gurney. They should have done some things. Something. They should have planned this out a lot better. So then we got a 6-man tag team title match. The Bang Bang Gang come out and claim to defend their titles to just prove how nice they are. So Lance Archer comes out with Alex Zane and introduces them as Monster Sauce. That got a laugh from the crowd. Since Archer pulled that out, since these are trios titles, he has another partner. And I'm like, who's the other one's going to be? And the theme of Suzuki Minoru plays. So he comes out to a loud ovation. The fans are hyped to see Suzuki. The match was okay with Monster Sauce looking well as a team. I mean, they're wearing red. They look good together. And I'm sitting here like, okay, I guess he's not a part of the Righteous anymore. I don't know what's going on. You know, I don't know. Monster Sauce, as they said, is a tag team in New Japan. They've been doing it for a bit. And I don't know. Tony Khan, what the hell? But in any case, they need. I was like, the Monster Sauce look well as a team, but they need to polish up a bit. But there's great promise. The Bang Bang Gang won as expected, but they pinned Alex Zane, so we know who the fall guy is on the team. After the match, you got Jay White talking trash, and then the Acclaim run in and attack. Problem is their music played alerting the heels that they were coming. Bowens got Blade ran and the gang escaped. So nothing settled. Just, yeah. Next we get our Fight Without Honor match, which not too many people are looking forward to. And then when you watch the match, yeah. So we got Dalton Castle versus Johnny TV. This is a long-term rivalry. And so we know Taya Valkyrie has slimmed down. Wow, she's lost weight. She's like half the size she was 2 months ago, if not alone just a month or 3 weeks ago. Cedra, judging by Taya's NWA days, Cedra guesstimates she's lost about 30 pounds. Castle has a new shiny outfit and a few boys to replace the Tate twins. Commentary is doing what they can to prolong the storyline of the boys missing, as well as the match participants. So Dalton's trying to do it up. Johnny's trying to do it up. The problem is this is a kayfabe, but Tony Khan let the cat out the bag by announcing who he released. So by the time this aired, the audience knows. So how can you fool them? This makes the angle of losing the boys look stupid. So Johnny TV used lots of cool looking kicks to the leg and the shoulder. They used kendo sticks. There was powder to Castle's eyes, and then a leaf blower by Taya. I'm like, come on. The powder got a great reaction, but it was never used to win. This was used early on. Castle took a short power bomb through the table and, a finishing kick. He took the finish, kick out on 2. Power bomb through the table, get him in, split leg moonsault, kick out on 2. If it weren't for the table and how cool that move looked and how strong that Johnny TV hit it, I'm just saying he should have been pinned, but okay, fine. Castle sustained much damage to the knee, but he never limped, never sold. Castle calls for a boy. Bring me a boy. And some dudes are running out one by one as Johnny TV stands outside the ring and waits for Castle to throw each of these dudes so they can do tope suicidas, hitting Johnny TV one by one as Johnny waits for sometimes ever. And I'm like, good grief, I was done. Still, the second to the last boy is a big guy who doesn't make it over the ropes too well and spills to the floor. I don't know when, but at that juncture, Cedra was knocked out. She was asleep. She left, and I wrote this: Cedra falls asleep, leaving me to this. Then it looks like Jack Cartwheel. It could have been somebody else, but it looked like Jack Cartwheel come out as a boy and does a splash over the ropes. Yay, just Sasuke special. Okay. Then one last boy walks out real slow. Riccaboni takes notice that it must be Paul Walker Hauser, the Cobra Kai guy, while Johnny TV dives off the top rope to the boys and Castle below because, why not do something indie? You done this. I was like, this is just stupid. Hauser power bombs Johnny TV. That looked nice. Okay. I was just frustrated by this. Paul Walter Hauser takes off the shirt and shows something of an undershirt showing Matt Cardona or something. I don't know. The boys carry Taya Valkyrie off. Okay. Hauser he pulls out thumbtacks that Castle hits his bangarang on, pinning Johnny TV. You won. Still got no boys. So next, Squeaky chair for the win. Okay, we get to the Ring of Honor's Women's World Championship match. This is the challenger, Hikaru Shida, versus the champion, Athena. Okay. Cedra predicted Shida to lose because she wasn't adorned in a new outfit. Now, we've been watching this days after days. We watch like 1 or 2 matches a day. It's a 4-hour event. A lot of these matches don't lead to anything important. So, we got this going on. We have not enjoyed this storyline. We do not like Hikaru Shida at all. We don't. We tried. We wanted to, but we can't. Part of me wants to, but I can't. Now, this is not a good match. There were points. They did a few hand strikes, a few one-ups, some hand strikes, elbows, a few questionable palms, some knee strikes. Very few, but they tried to one-up each other. They hit hard. They looked great. The best that Shida's ever done with her strikes. But Shida shined best with her backbreakers in this, especially the one across the top turnbuckle. Still, Shida must be drugged through her matches, and her main strikes are overly gentle. They could hurt like hell, but they look like a frog drop kicking a horse's hoof. The fans were popping with the moves, and I wondered if it was a goof effect to make the women feel good about their match, because it was just the standard indie sounding, whoa, whoa. Literally, it's like somebody got a tape recorder, put on the PA. Whoa, whoa, just same old, same old. I'm like, y'all fans of right now faker than the wrestling that y'all think is. Any case, I just wasn't happy with this. And anyway, Athena, on the other hand, she was not only showing power, and I mean power, but her strike skills with suplexes and forearms. She showed a submission game with ankle locks. Athena was doing it up. Ultimately, at the end, Athena wins with a laid out O-face and pin, a diving, twisting stunner or whippersnapper. And hey, it was the second O-face of the night, but this one, she pinned covering the shoulders and not being so lackadaisical. And I like that Caprice Coleman called it out when she did the first one and just covered I got this win kind of cover, like this is nothing. And when Shida kicks out and Athena's like stunned, but Coleman's right there on, it's like, it's the way she pinned. She did not go for it. She didn't do it right. He called out how not going for a deep cover allows the opponent to kick out. I like that. That was good. Need more of that. Athena, she got the belt. She left. I noted, I wish Billy Starks had come to the ring to show a force for the overlord of minions. She's got a belt. Athena's got a belt. Women division. You see who they rank as 1 and 2. You see that. I thought it'd be nice if they gained like the Renegade Twins. And then they had Ring of Honor women tag team belts. And they could go after them. It'd be nice, maybe. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. I ain't take notes on this next match. This is the main event. Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship match. Mark Briscoe is the challenger, going against Eddie Kingston, the champion. I wrote, I think Eddie will lose considering he lost one belt to Okada. And I think it was Riccaboni that brought that up. I think it was. They want this to be Briscoe's night, but they had a very poor build up to it. The build up to this, it was like last second. It sucked. The build up sucked. The promos they gave when they were able to do a promo or whatnot, it was beautiful. Pulled me in, but there's no build up, no rivalry, no hatred. You don't really need hatred for a great match. You really don't. You know, but they did a good job last second though, pulling you in. You know, we gonna man up, and I'm like, all right. They went into this match. I was hoping it would be. It sucks. Jay Briscoe and Eddie Kingston would have looked a whole lot better than this. Mark ain't no slouch. Mark is good. Mark can be real solid. Jay had authority in what he did. Like, you go back and watch how Ron Simmons and Butch Reed handled their opponents. No matter how safe it is, they made it look like we are trying to hurt you. We meant this to be painful. That's what Jay Briscoe had. I wish it would have rubbed off on Mark, but it is Mark is his own, right? I understand that some things in wrestling have to be predictable. I do, but I got to call it out. Eddie Kingston sort of gave up the game in the promo when he was like, you're going to win, but you know what? And then he had to walk it back real quick. And I'm like, But even if he never said that, even if Mark was like, if Mark Briscoe came out and said, I want everybody to know we going to man up. We going to fight. We going to see who's the best, who's the toughest. But I know Eddie Kingston is already slated to win this match, but I'm going to show up. If he said that after everything that they have been doing, I'd be like, Mark Briscoe lying. If he showed me the contract where it's like, look, see, I wrote my name, I'm going to lose, but we got other stuff in store, I'd be like, you lying. And the reason I'm saying this is because I was trying to figure out what theme music or who, is Mark Briscoe's interest, That was the music that Tony Khan paid probably $70,000 for. Minimum $70,000 for. So, okay. So you got the theme music, right? That's new theme music, and it's probably for one night. Yeah, you said it's for one night. So Mark Briscoe got the theme music. Mark Briscoe's family is there, front row. All right. And too much talk on Eddie Kingston. He's the Ring of Honor world champion. Ain't no one talking about him. But everyone's talking about Mark. And then most of the match, they don't even talk about Mark. They talk about Jay. Everything is about Jay Briscoe. Man. I cried over Jay. I cried over Jay's loss. I should get me some of that tea. But I don't feel like pausing this again because I'm going to redo this. I'm going to combine the first one and the second one in. Oh, I got water right here. I got to combine this in Filmora. So. Oh, there we go. Whew. They talked about Jay Briscoe. And I'm like, Mark is the one out there wrestling. I cried over Jay's death. I wanted vengeance. I was angry. Everything what Mark was talking about, his post matches, I love you, Jamin, and all this, and I sure miss you. Man, crying over that. I'm getting kind of sad thinking about it. I don't like loss. I don't like that. I don't like when good people go away. I don't like it. But still, this is Mark Briscoe's night, right? Talk about him most of the time, not 20% of it? Because if you listen to it, you'd almost think Jay is in the ring with him. I mean, literally, not spiritually. I mean, literally, like, is this a handicap match? And so they beat each other down. They whooped each other, but there were parts of the match I'm like, y'all take me out of it. You know, y'all take me out of it, because what they was doing was they were, doing the strike exchanges, waiting, just waiting. And I'm like, come on. You know, y'all doing it like this? Really? Y'all gonna do it like this? Y'all gonna just do these little fake strike exchanges and stuff? It's got to be better. Got to be. But they won't. It was just very indie at points. Mark Briscoe hit an awesome froggy bow, so I might have to reanimate the one I did, because he changed up the style a bit. I'm gonna have to reanimate the one I did for Fire Pro, or I just make it. I just probably name it something else or something. But still, I was trying to dig this match. I like Eddie Kingston's gear. I love some Eddie Kingston. I love some Mark Briscoe, but man, you know, Froggy Bow, that ain't gonna win. He did a nice cactus elbow. He did a nice apron to floor blockbuster. Mark Briscoe was doing his thing early on in the match, but Mark, he was busted open in the early parts. I like how Eddie Kingston was slamming his face onto, because Mark had already lightly cut himself. He already, got the light blade, so you gotta, it looks like Eddie is slamming his face onto it, but Mark is slamming his own head onto it, and finally ripped it open. I was like, okay, there you go. Like, we can stop once the blood showed. That's, I could see through it, even though I shouldn't have been able to, because they did it so damn well, but I could see what was going on. But they did good. Eddie he wasn't even really in the match. I don't get Eddie Kingston when it comes to certain wrestling matches these days, but they still fought. They did good, hard shots and all that, but you knew Mark Briscoe was going to win, and he finally hit the J Driller. 1, 2, 3. A lot of baby faces come out. They're happy. Hey, he won the belt to the day of his brother winning it the first time. It's sort of like a full circle story, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. It's just what they're gonna do with it. What they're gonna do with Eddie Kingston. I mean, did Mark Briscoe win this belt so that he can just not be on Ring of Honor? Like the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. They've only been on Ring of Honor TV like twice. So I was just taking out this match, and I wish I wasn't. But if anyone else watched this match, was it the same for you? I'm just wondering, because as much as I love wrestling, when it becomes too obvious like this, I'm like, oh, well, here we go. But Mark finally got his day, and I'm happy about that. Just not how it happened. The fanfare, overshadowing Eddie, overshadowing the title, overshadowing the match, actually. And then once the match is happening, overshadowing Mark with his brother, overshadowing Eddie with both. I just didn't like that. And commentary, Ian Riccaboni, Caprice Coleman, they did 5 hours of being absolutely unmitigatedly hype and energetic. I don't know what 45-hour energies they were popping, but man, good grief. But hey, this is a lot better than the crap I've been hearing from Jim Cornette about Dynamite, and they're not watching Collision, and neither am I, and no one that I know of is watching Rampage. I'm just saying, Supercard of Honor, really good. We got to get caught up on Ring of Honor and all this other stuff. I just wish things were a little bit better. I'm finna get up out of here. But hey, for Cedar, this is Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary on our review of Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. And regardless of the day, regardless of the night, we want y'all to be good, be chill, be safe, so that we can see you next time.